Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 1. And this is, Matchday 17, but also the Norwegian Cup quarter-finals. 13 of the 14 teams involved tonight. No match for Tyneside. After Dan has commentated last time, maybe the footballing gods were just against him. He did a great job commentating, of course. But we have 3 league games featuring Imagine Madrid versus Steel Hawks, Loco Calaveras versus Dalgety Rangers, and Trumpton Vice Squad versus Roundhay. 3 games with interest. Imagine Madrid picking up a little bit recently under new management. Dalgety Rangers top by 4 points, cannot be overtaken today. And Trumpton and Roundhay, 2 teams that were facing off for the 4th time in the league in their history after playing last season against each other as well. In the Cup, we see the 4 matches here. Alanson FC versus Real E. Falaraki against Mandels Makaratan, who are only non-league representatives. It says Division 1, of course, but non-Swemp FA team. North Trafford versus Team GB, and the Old Age Ballers versus Asner's Ajax. We'll see what happens in those cup matches tonight. It'll be played at a swiftish pace, to be honest. It's struggled a bit with this week. A lot of things on, but I had to get the round in, needed to get the round in, and hopefully you'll enjoy it all the same. Good evening, Martin. Welcome. Your team up against Asner, of course. Yeah. So we'll go into see what we've got. We've got some look at this. The Czech sides in it. SC Synot are in there. Oh, Sunjot ex-Bradford C up front, I notice. They're in the Champions League and they're B team. So looking forward to seeing what could happen in those games between those 2 sides. We won't be watching this. And Lecce versus Imo Kilmarnock versus Academica. Birmingham City in the Champions League. This is going to be superb. So our first game for tonight, Imagine Madrid versus Steel Hawks. Imagine Madrid going out with a decent side. They're missing a few. Ferguson's missing, isn't he, with his suspension. Cafu missing through suspension. Mendieta and Smertine fill in the only real changes to the lineup today. And last match for them, they did win against Aston's Ajax, and last time they met Steel Hawks, they were beaten 2-0. They inspired David Seaman performance, but there was no Mexe in the Imagine Madrid side. So who knows? Maybe they will see their fortunes change. He plays very, very well as a sweeper, a rare sweeper to play well. For Steel Hawks, they go for quite a few changes to their lineup. They've changed system. They've changed quite a few players. And they still go out with a strong side. They were Morat on 7 league goals this season. The player to look out for, of course, in the team today. And so we'll see who wins this one. Harold Sjetner refereeing. Always one of my favourite referees in this. Absolutely no idea what he performs like, to be honest, but a great name all the same. And Imagine Madrid versus Steel Hawks kicks off. And, of course, sub plans have been sent in to me where possible. Joe Cole scored a really early goal for Steel Hawks, beating the team where he's only sub and sending a message to his other manager. Another chance coming in. Morat scores, make it 2. Petr Cech on form, I guess. But, his form on Champ Manager is not the best, as Martin may notice, in Super League. Between chances and, of course, Steel Hawks still taking it to their opposition. Totti's just missed for Imagine Madrid, though. And the ball being played forward again. Oh, they're trying to come back into this, but is it too little too late already? Thuram making a marauding run forward. And we're going towards half-time. And I'll look in, of course, for managers' substitution requests that they will have sent in this week. We'll have a quick look at the stats while I do, and no shots on target for Imagine Madrid. And Anelka on for Smith. If Smith is a 6 or lower and we're losing at half time, Smith is a 7, so he will stay on. 60, the same sub there. So if he's suffering at 60, then we will make that change then. And Let's see if we got any of the other bits towards Steel Hawks for how they're going to make their changes. David's massive requests, which are always good. See this. If they're struggling with a 5, nope, they're all right there. So we're 60 minutes with both teams. Let's see how they go. Check dropped already. Yes, he's just great in real life, but just couldn't repeat it in a game. I suppose before he was actually good is that season, isn't it? So makes a bit of sense. But Mendieta just takes a. I thought he said Mendieta took a card. Did he play for both teams? Can't remember that now. Well, let's have a look at the Imagine Rigid substitutes again. They've got a bit of a list of things here. So Smith is still on a 7, and so he'll be okay. Cole on for Lampard, Totti or Robin at 60. If any of them are injured or on a 6, Totti, Robin and Lampard. Well, Totti is he's not injured, so we'll take off the booked one. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Take off the one that's been booked. He's not injured, unless Robin is injured. Nope. So those subs are sorted. There on for Steelhawks. Oh, Mendes is playing for Steelhawks. Yes, he is. And he's been booked for them. So we go back to the changes on here. 60 minutes. If Murat hasn't had 2 shots on target, sub off for Shearer. He's had 1. He scored a goal, but if he hasn't had 2 shots on target, sub off for Shearer. Randomly right click in there. Doesn't worry about that. There's nobody sends in any things of those. If Jaffa's on a 6, he's not. If I'm losing at this point, no, he's not. Right, okay, so that is all good. The 2 teams make their changes. And we go towards the end of the match. Still 2-0 to Steel Hawks. A yellow card there for Smirty for Imagine Madrid. Nesta getting involved in the attack. Kieran Dyer scores, makes it 3-0 to Steel Hawks. This is a comfortable win. And puts them to just 1 point off the lead, does it? In the title race, I think so. I think it puts them just 1 point behind. But obviously, Doggett Rangers playing today as well. Could keep himself up there, of course. We've got a few minutes to go. Comfortable win for Steelhawks, 3-0. And it's Kieran Dyer who is man of the match. No shots on target for Imagine Madrid whatsoever. A quick look at that, and we see Lescott with 12 tackles, really did his best. Only up on a 7 as his team were pretty destroyed. Ashley Cole 7 dribbles. For Steelhawks, they all did their bit really, apart from Joe Cole was very quiet. He did score a goal though. And then just a few players with some dribbles and whatnot, but Kieran Dyer, man of the match. And this one, let's do the we'll just go whichever game goes in whichever order. That's all right. We've got Falaraki versus Mandos Macaratena, and Falaraki changing up to go towards their sort of cup team that they do. Stuart Pearce is captain, now 40 years old, and he's played a couple of times this season in the league as well. They've got Wilcox, Stone and Anderton behind Ferdinand. Taking a look at their season so far, Anderton's barely played, not like for Grove in the other division. Redknapp in centre mid has made 2 starts this season. Wilcox playing pretty well when he plays, and Steve Stone also playing well. So they obviously against a team with players like Sebastian Favata and whatnot in their squad. And Favata does start for today. He does. He's not the best season so far. He's fairly fast. Goes for a few goals and he sounds great. He's had an average season. And who else is in that team? We got this. I'm sure there's another British player in their squad somewhere. Sean Gummer. There he is. He's not made the squad for today. So we watch from the viewpoint of Falaraki and we kick off. The only team outside the division. Les Ferdinand has scored, but Stuart Pearce has been sent off. I mean, well, what is all that about? I would assume at this point that we would just drop one of those midfielders. Dennis Wise, I know Dennis Wise is starting on 7, but who's played more? Batty's played more league games. I don't know at this point what the best thing to do is. I think the best thing to do would be to... So Batty's played a lot more. Wise. I'll just check what the substitute suggestions are for Falaraki for when it comes to them making changes, because I would be dropping a... Right, I know that... So, instant Batty. That was a previous match. Right, Dennis Wise gets in a lot less, and so Dennis Wise will play and Batty will go off because he might be needing the league game coming up in just a few days' time. So Southgate will come on, leaving Wise. I know it's a big set of players in a big line, but the thing is, a non-league team, they are 1-0 up, and Stuart Pearce has been sent off for a professional foul, I think. Well, it was interesting, wasn't it, to have to make that change. Favita coming close for Mendel's Macaratena, and Falaraki holding on. And Steve Howie passing the ball around plenty. Dennis Wise getting involved as well, but very little to report since that opening goal and the red card. It's been extremely quiet. Howie coming forward, and Darren Anderton gets the goal. So yes, extremely comfortable at this point. And they probably didn't want to have to bring Southgate on, but they've made that change, and it is as it is. So they've only had 3 chances, and they've scored 2. The opposition all 1-6s, and we will go through to... Have there been anyone just... No randomly very, very high stats. Mr. Thacker, good evening. You arrived to... your team played first tonight, so we have had your match, but you could always go back and check it if you'd like to. Steve Stone's carrying a real knock here, so I think we should probably overrule a change, maybe. I don't know. He's carrying... That's an extreme knock at this point for Steve Stone. So we'll bring on Paul Gascoigne, but we'll bring him on Mr. Savage. Good evening, Mr. Savage. This is match 2. We'll bring on Paul Gascoigne and play him attacking mid rather than centre mid, and just overrule other change there. And Ferdinand has scored, so we don't have to bring Fowler on. Comfortable for Falaraki, despite the red card, but you just have a quick check. I'm sure it's a professional foul. Toft has had a chance, and the opposition coming back into this a little bit, but it's a red card for one of the few goal guys for Mandos Macaratena, and Jamie Redknapp smashed in the penalty. He absolutely smashed it. Come round any night of the way, can find Redknapp doing that again. Oh, it's a consolation for the opposition. Tim Flowers conceded a goal, and I say that it's only his second one he's conceded in the cup this season. It was a goal for Tuft, and it was Fugelsness who was sent off. The guy I featured before the match, having a quick look at him, see how he got on. But the red card for Stuart Pearce was for a professional foul indeed, and the red card for the opponent was a yellow card, followed by a straight red for his reaction to the referee. Comfortable for Falaraki, as we saw there. They had 5 shots, that's all they managed. Lots of passing from Redknapp and Wise. David Batty sacrificed very early, and a win for Falaraki. We go into match 3, and it's Trumpton versus Roundhay. Roundhay making just a couple of changes, really. Rosa's in for Daesh. Lewis Enrique's gone back into midfield, and Solskjaer comes in to replace Simeone, I think it was, who was playing in there. And Shevchenko is in for Inzaghi as well. A couple of changes on the bench for them as well. Was it Simeone playing last game? It was indeed. They lost to Team GB last time they played Trumpton, though. They beat them 2-1. Goals from Shevchenko and Luis Enrique. Pens it was for Trumpton. And for Trumpton today, it's again another different formation that's going on here for them, and Zidane going to be asked quite a role there for today. Silvinho getting a rare start, his first one. It's not a cup, is it? Of course, they're in the league. He's not made many this season. Marcos in goal. Penza up front there on his own, and it looks like a decent match ahead for both teams. So Sven Schellbrock refereeing. I don't know which way this game's going to go. Around here, have been surprising some of the bigger teams. A bit defensive for Trumpton, says Mr. Savage. Yes, it is a little defensive, but we'll see what Zidane can do in that position. And Roy Keane, of course, is one of those that gets used in other positions. I'm going to load up the Trumpton changeometer at some point very, very soon. Not much has been happening. Ariano with a chance, he's just missed the target. And Penza as well with an effort. Lopetegui's having to get a bit involved this game, probably a bit more than Roundhay would want him to be at any point. It's still 0-0. Luis Enrique takes the yellow card though for Roundhay. And another chance coming in for Trumpton. They are certainly the more likely to score. Although coming forward, you always feel that when you say something like this, a curse. But Penza has got the opening goal, and they are in the lead before half time, which is where, of course, they would want to be. And it is half time, comfortable. Only one shot on target, and it has gone in. Only sub at 45 if someone's injured or on a 5. Nice little rhyme there for us. No one's uninjured or on a 5 for Trumpton. They will continue at this point. They are doing what they need to do, and the dishwasher's really going for it in the background there, as you might well have noticed. But no subs for the team till 60 minutes. So we'll have a little look and see how they are getting on. So Marcos makes a save. Vieira it is who scores the equaliser for Roundhay. And that's a great response for them. They've not been killed off too easily in some of these games. So let's see. If losing, this can go. Worst player off as per instructions below. No, that's okay. If not losing, 2 worst players rating injuries, fitness to come off. You're not losing. And it's Zidane and Parla, isn't it? Yeah, Zidane and Parla to go off the pitch at this point. Yeah, I know Silvinho is on a 6, but Zidane is going up. There's a game coming up soon. So if Zidane off, Berg on, and puts it attacking mid. If Parla off, Seedorf on. What a superbly easy to understand set of instructions there. Thank you very much, big kid. That works perfect for me. And Roundhay will make their changes. And we go over to them for Jim's instructions. His instructions were usual 60 minutes for potential injuries and poor performances. Okay, well, Crespo looks like he's got a potential injury. As does Mihailovic, but it wasn't the best, Chris. Your result tonight, it wasn't the best. Injuries, poor performances. Well, Crespo will come off. I think his poor performance as well. Mihailovic will stay on. So we'll see Inzaghi coming on, which would make sense there. And the other change, poor performance and injuries. Well, let's go with doing what he was doing last game. I mean, where did Luis Enrique change position last game? Did he change? No, he didn't. So he played up front. So we'll make this change now. Harry Kuehl will come on for Solskjaer. And Luis Enrique will go up there and do what he was doing well last game. So the change is made on the 60 minutes. And it's still finely poised. It's a penalty and Shevchenko scores for Roundhay. Doing the job again. Oh, well, this is going amazingly well for Roundhay at the moment, isn't it? It's Trumpton just having some bad luck. But the Penzer equalises though. Well, the bad luck has gone, has it? Oh, coming close to getting a winner. And yes, I mean, well, that was a lively end. That was a very, very lively end to the game. And yet, both teams having 7 chances. Both teams winning the same percentage of tackles. I mean, it's a draw. It's a draw, and it's a very fair result. But it seemed at one point that it wasn't going to go that way. He's had 7 dribbles as well, Penzer. And he's done an extremely decent job there. It's his 10th goal of the season after that one. Southgate played fairly well, but Roundhay just stopped in their track. Shevchenko it was with the dribbling skills for them. And we're going to match 4. North Trafford versus Team GB. Team GB for today, they have got a decent side up again, but Barry Ferguson at left wing back is an interesting one. I think it's down to the lack of players they really have out there. That with Cole missing and that Welsh guy missing, that they don't have anyone left sided. So Ferguson is who takes that role, and we'll see how he gets on. They changed formation, of course, from last time round. For North Trafford, there was no team in this week, so they will make no substitutes and just left it as it was. Okay, so the game will kick off from Gold Trafford, and Trafford are the one that are attacking North Trafford. Shearer it is who gets the goal for Team GB though. That's a huge goal for them. We're here, of course, in the cup. I was trying to remember if it was a league or the cup for this one. So, yeah, Team GB in a good position early on to make a semi-final appearance. Shearer nearly scores again. Solskjaer coming forward for North Trafford, but at the moment, Team GB look more likely to get a second goal. Do they? I don't know. I say something and I just cancel it out straight away. Muckland is playing well for North Trafford at the moment. He's doing a decent job. Ronnie Olsen takes the yellow card. Dyer with a chance saved by Olsen. Ball's played in again. It's a bit nicer being able to breathe a little easier today on commentary. Still a little bit wheezy and whatnot, but I'm not out of breath commentating. North Trafford had the one chance in the first half, and they are like that. Obviously, they've got no injuries, but we won't be making any changes for them unless somebody has to come off. It will cost them in the league next round, though, because the games are only a few days away. Shearer has been doing okay. We better check Alf's substitute plans, which he sent me here. So, only 5s and on a yellow, or anyone below 75%. So, right, okay. Second half is underway. Oh, well, it's North Trafford has started the second half very, very strongly and keep coming forward. Got a yellow card out of Kieran Dyer, and it's looking like the equaliser is more like in the second goal. Shearer's been booked as well. Muckland has had a chance, and Hosets hit the crossbar. Chance after chance going forward from North Trafford. The subs are on their way, and I'm just trying to watch the clock at the same time we go to the subs. Well, 5s in yellow cards, or anyone below 75%. That's it. So, yeah, that is done. Okay, so the rest of the game is on, and we go for it. And Smith scores the second goal. He gets the goal for Team GB, which probably will put them into the semi-finals. Falaraki, one of those teams, already through. The other 2 cup games haven't been played yet. It's only and Shearer's been sent off. Well, that's it. For the last few minutes, and we just there, big long line, and he'd be sent off, and I think that will only affect him in the cup, but that would mean he'd miss the semi-final, wouldn't it? So if that's the case, Team GB make their way through. Quick check on the North Trafford side. Hosett tired, Solskjaer tired, Reese tired. They're going to need to play some unfit players or a reserve side in the league next time out for them. They did a reasonable job. Reese made no tackles and a few dribbles. Nicky Butt winning 6 out of 13 challenges. Sol Campbell winning every single one of his. It's all coming up, Alf. Yes, apart from the red card. Yeah. That's just how we get it. And Kieran Dyer, man of the match for the second time today. We go to Loco Calaveras versus Dalgety Rangers, a league game. I don't believe I've set up the Loco side, so that's me to just check something there before I go on to this. I haven't set up that team, so let me do that before this game, because I know that I haven't been on them at all. The Dalgety side going for no runs on the fullbacks today, and they play a 3 attacking mid system. So we'll see how they get on. But I need to set the Local Calaveras team up now, because that is my oversight that I just haven't touched them yet. The system is the same, so it means that it's fairly straightforward for me. So Zeriberto, Samuel, Yepes, Zanetti, Simeone, Veron Emerson, Ricalme, Ronaldinho, Jardel, Dida, Camara, Arca, Danielson, Estevez out off the bench for Aymar. On the bench now for Aymar. Amoroso and Ronaldo. Just a one change. Alright, fair enough. So let's just have a quick look at that. So yeah, well, that was straightforward, wasn't it? And Calaveras here. Oh, we never checked how these teams played out last time they played each other. So quick check on that one. They were 3-1 in the cup to Local Calaveras. The last time they played each other, Dalgety been top all season. It was 5-3 to Dalgety in the league with a Nicky Franco hat trick. Right there, back on. It's like the first day of the season almost. It's very early, isn't it? It's the second game of the season that this one happened in. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes. Braga Sunderland refereeing, and we've kicked off the game, and I think this is going to be a big test for Dalgety. If I'm honest, I think it should be a big test. Ricalme has been booked for Loco though, and I think we're certainly in a position where this could affect the title race if Loco Calaveras can get a victory and bring it to just 1 point between Dalgety and the rest. It was nearly 10 points at one point, and the gap is just coming down. They need to keep this at 4 with a victory today. Agahawa though has missed the target. There's been 2 bookings for each team, 4 in total, and I think that I don't know. I am struggling to see who's going to get the opening goal. It looked really lively to begin with. It's gone a bit quiet, but Van Nistelrooy's been taken down. Simeone's been booked as well, and we approach half time. Van Nistelrooy scores the opening goal, his 15th of the season, and that is a great move for them. I'll just check what Ross has said to me regarding his team for this one. Usual 5 at half time. If losing at half time, no, not losing at half time. So no one will be subbed for either team at half time here. Walter Samuels with 9 out of 9 tackles, sadly for him. It's not enough for his team at the moment, and 9 out of 11 for Nesta, who's playing out of his skin for Dalgety, and we will go to 60 minutes for both teams here. And at the moment, it's still very, very tight. 1 goal between them, 5 yellow cards in the match, and I think we might end up with one team on 10 men. We'll see what the substitutes bring up for us. Been no goals for Loco, so the substitutes, well, 2 minutes afterwards it went to yep, so usual plans for Ross. For them, it's Ronaldo for Jardel. Do we have anything to severely overrule here? No, we don't. No one's struggled. Riquelme, Estevez for Riquelme, who is on a yellow card, and Danielson for Veron. Okay, and well, it's Nikiforenko and Liverani who are coming off here with 6s for Dalgety. So with Nikiforenko coming off, that's going to be Totti, and with Liverani coming off, that's going to be Milevski coming out of those positions. So there's still most of the yellow card players on the pitch, three aside, and there's still 5 of those players left on the pitch towards the end of this match. So we'll see how that goes. Well, 20 minutes left. Agahawa off target. They're trying to get back into this Loco, but it seems that Dalgety have a handle on things. Their substitutes are coming on and playing fairly well. Going forward, oh, it's Emerson with a late equaliser for Loco Calaveras. And Walter Samuel's gone down the other end and scored what could be the winner against a team where he's playing so well. And he does get it, and Dalgety go back to 4 points clear. Well, both Walter Samuel's playing out 9s. Look at that. Loco powering shots in, absolutely going for it, but could not get anything out of the game. Walter Samuel 6 key challenges and 13 out of 13 won. But it wasn't to be for them despite their efforts. Their efforts were pretty good for the vast majority of players. Nobody sent off in the end. Nesta really struggled, and he's going to be out the next game, I think, with the knock he's taken in the last few minutes. He won 13 of his challenges, dropped from a 9 to an 8 in the second half for some reason. And we move on to our next game. It's Allenson versus Real E. And we will let Real see what's going on. This is a cup match, isn't it? So some changes have been made for Real E. They've reverted to a centre-back trio that will push out wide when attacking. So that's something a little bit probably more expected of them. And we look into the side there. It's a decent side, isn't it? Despite the fact it's mostly it's partly reserves team that's playing. For Allenson, I believe I've set it up as a no changes thing from Big New Pete. I will just check that I've done that. We'll go with same formation and personnel if things allow, and it does allow. So that's the team for today's game. And last match they were beaten 1-0. That's all by Loco Calaveras. Last time they played against Real E, they were beaten 3-0 in the league. So we kick off this one. Roy Helge Olsen referee in this one. And Zickler has scored the opening goal. I don't think that's said very often, is it? But Alexander Zickler scores the opening goal for Allenson, and they are coming close to a second goal. It would be amazing. Oh, Adolfo is equalised. He has equalised early into this game, and Bowyer turns the game around completely. This is an end-to-end match, really. Won 9-0 in the last round in the Cup, of course. It's 2-2, and D'Alessandro scored after Steelhawks threw the game to concentrate on the league, which was fairly controversial. That they did not they played a player in goal. definitely not allowed in the league, regardless of that. And this first half has been extremely interesting. It's 2-2, and at the moment, Allenson are the better team. They're relying on Mark Bosnich here to keep playing well, really, and he's doing so. Whereas not many players have put tackles in for Allenson. They haven't had to, but they have conceded 2 goals, I suppose. So, and Aguinaga's been handy at running. We go to 60 minutes. And at the moment, this game is calmed down a little bit. We head towards the substitutions. And a quick look for Allenson at this point. They got Yakubu and Glarent Nielsen off on 6s. Del Piero on 79 with a groin injury. So he will be replaced. And it will be, I think this is going to be Jacobo, isn't it? Who's going to come on there. Or is it going to be Conticchio's probably the better option, isn't he? Oh, randomly clicking away. Conticchio's a better option. And do they make the change up front? Yakubu, who's scored 3 goals this season. I think to bring on Alex Alves, who's got 1, is probably the sensible thing to do, strangely enough. We look into the subs for Relay. That's a 5 for Masudi. Massively struggling in this match, but the subs instructions here, well, yeah, whoever's worst or injured, Beckham for Masudi or Boya. Well, if Boya's not injured, and he isn't, Masudi's been withdrawn here for David Beckham. And Somerville for either striker or Viduka's on 6, and neither striker. So Somerville does come on. In the last half hour, well, you say the last half hour, they could go to extra time. Of course, at this rate, it's 2-2, 25 minutes plus injury time to go. The first yellow card for Allenson there for Jakob Larsson. This game's getting a little bit tense. Both teams have substitutes available. Just one sub. It's Adolfo with the goal for Really, and he scores a hat trick. Oh, unbelievable! Completes his hat trick here. Adolfo, one of Mike Savage's top players, scores 3 goals and has seen Really through to the next round. And well, it was an even game. Very even game, but Kwiatkowski and Nesta just not performing for their own sides there. And Adolfo with his hat-trick from his only 3 shots in the game. He can be pleased with that one. And Lee Bowyer's defensive performance also to add to his goal was great. And I believe, is this our last game already? It is our last game already, so it's only going to be a 1-part show. Well, Arsenal's Ajax, who again fall to the randomizer because the manager has not sent in a team this week. The deadline was Tuesday, but the games were extended to Saturday. I've not heard from the manager all week, so that's just where we are. A randomizer in the 4-4-2. Obviously, people have to play in the positions they've been picked, and then the substitutes done by random number generator, apart from a goalkeeper being put on there. So Van der Sar and a whole lot of strikers have been put in with Reitziger and Overmars, but that's the team that's being left up there. But I mean, yeah, it's disappointing to see that a team again not being picked by the manager. It's too late to start replacing managers now at the end of the season. Just a few matches left, but yeah, it's a bit disappointing. And an old age ballers who Martin has come in and transformed the team. They've not lost since he came in there. That's a 6-match run where they've only conceded 1 goal. Training. So for today, they made just the 1 change, and I believe it was in the bench. The change. I will just check my my information that I am actually not telling. lies at this point. Yeah, Gascoigne off the bench for Paul Ince. And that's it. So last time these two played each other, Arsenal won 1-0 in the league. And that was a non-randomised team that they played against. So we'll see how they get on here in our final quarter-final. So the game kicks off and Ronald de Boer has the first chance for Arsenal. It's quiet other than that, really, isn't it? And Paolo Maldini has a chance and Redondo puts in the rebound. It's 1-0 and Batistuta makes it 2. Labont's not having the best game in goal for Arsenal's Ajax at this point, and this is strong as Paul Bosvelt makes it 3-0, and this surely makes it 7 games unbeaten for Martin in the OAB's hot seat. They are very, very strong, despite the fact that the team didn't play very well in the first half of the season. Look how they're doing now. Every single player is at least as good in the ratings as their opponents. And we just have a quick look and see how they get on. Martin has said for substitutes, no subs unless injured or at 75%, less than 75% at 60 minutes. There we are. Martin, if you are here still and you want to make your subs at 60, just give me a shout now to say you'll make them. That'll be great. And, well, Seedorf's taking a yellow card for Arsenal. And it looks very comfortable, but the subs are on their way if there are going to be any subs. Here we are with Chance Luis Enrique, nearly made it 4, and we are at the substitute time, and it's as good a performance as you're going to get, really. No, I don't think there's any reason. I mean, to be honest, though, if Martin's here, he might want to make the changes. He has put no subs unless injured or minus less than 75% of 6 minutes. But there's a league game in just a few days. No, I don't think he's here. He may have gone. Anyway, so nobody was. Unless they are. Actually, I'm going to take the advice literally. Maldini, that is injured. Oh no, injured or under 75%. Right, no, we won't. Yeah. Okay, so they have and Kivu goes off injured, and Reitziger is there as a sub for the opponents. We'll watch the rest of the game from the viewpoint of the team that did put their team in, just to see how they're getting on. Maldini has made lots and lots of tackles. Batistuta nearly makes it 4-0. Batistuta has missed a lot of headers, it must be said. And 3-0 still. Comfortable. Oh, Redondo going off injured here, and Redondo going off injured. We will just bring on Hierro for Redondo. Oh no. Is that the case? Did I make something up there? Someone mentioned that. Oh yeah. Edit undo. Luis Enrique in midfield and put Romario on. Let's do it actually when I'm told. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Luis Enrique, centre mid, and put Romario on. Still 3-0. Comfortable. And there we are. So, very, very strong performance for the old age ballers who won with 11 shots, 7 on target, and 6 interceptions from Simeone. Lots and lots of 8s, and only 2 7s from the players that started. Redondo, 23%. So, in the league, Steel Hawks, Dalgety Rangers victorious. And that leaves a 4-point gap between the top two, still with Lee with the game in hand to try and catch up with Steel Hawks, but I think they'll be behind on goal difference still. Loco Calaveras beaten There's Trumpton to catch up with them to be level on points. So Team GB on 27 as well. And then a bit further down in the league, let's North Trafford, Aston Ajax, and then down at the bottom, Allenson, Imagine Rigid, Tyneside, all there. And of course, Tyneside now have a game in hand on the team, a place below them. And in the Cup, we had Falaraki, Team GB, Really, and OABs in the semi-finals. I look into the fixtures ahead. These are the ones just 3 league days time. So it'll be an interesting one. Bottom place, top. Aston versus Trumpton. Imaginary versus Tyneside. Huge game there. North Trafford and Loco Calaveras are close to each other in the table. OABs and Real E. I mean, that is a big test for Real E at the moment with the way that the Orange Boys are playing. Round 8, Falaraki, 2 teams next to each other in the table, and Steelhawks, Team GB. Massive, massive game. It's being saved. The save will be updated and put out tomorrow for you. Deadline Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Thank you very much to anyone who's been on, because it's obviously Saturday night, very, very late, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Good night.